It's time once again for That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ, where business becomes show business. Jamie is a leading Tampa Bay real estate agent and featured on the Wall Street Journal's list of top 100 real estate agents in the nation. Jamie invites you to list your home with him today and learn more at tampabayradio.com. Now, live in studio and promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, your host, Jamie Meloni.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday, and thanks for tuning in to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. If you're finding me on the air for the first time, we're here Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 on 1250 WHNZ. And also you can find the live stream available over on tampabayradio.com. Josh Voss to hold it down over there with the live video stream each and every morning. Also one of my great producers and part-time, or I would say full-time now, co-host over there, adding the color commentary. But you know what? You've been messing up the last few shows. We haven't got our celebrity lookalikes on our guests. So you've been forgetting about that?
No, I haven't forgot about it. I just left it alone for a little while, you know.
Well,
if something's good and people like it, you got to kind of like pull back a little bit so they want more of it, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want the effect to wear off, you know.
We got a couple of guests in the studio today, so we got the first here, Dr. Panos of Vasiloudes, and we're just going to call him Dr. V going forward here.
Yeah.
So, well, I know Josh is hard at worker. They're finding his doppelganger, but in the meantime, we'll go ahead and bring him on. He is a doctor in dermatology. So, Dr. V, welcome to the program today.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. I appreciate that.
So tell us a little bit about your background. I know you're telling me you were you got a PhD, a medical degree, a number of different degrees here. You said you were in school to age 39?
Yes, actually, I just turned 56 last weekend, and I was born and raised in Cyprus. Then I went on to Germany where I studied medicine, and then I make my way to America. I'm board certified in dermatology and pediatrics, and I did a PhD in cell biology.
So tell me, 20 years in school, it sounds like you became a career academic there. What was it like transitioning out of academia into, the world of entrepreneurism?
You know, that's most PhDs, isn't it?
Well, 39, though.
Yeah.
You're usually done by at least 29, I would think.
Well, it was a combination of research and clinical studies and residency. It was a fun time. I went around, I traveled a lot, and the transition to life was really at the right time. And having 4 children, I was just ready to get out and roll my sleeves and get to work.
Now, was all your education overseas? Did you do this some studies
More
in
or less
Americas?
half and half. Okay. I just studied in Marburg, in Freiburg, in New York, in Philadelphia, and Denver.
Okay. Did you have to do any redo any training in the States that you did overseas? Because I know one of my good friends, a dentist, he did his dental training in England, and then he came to the States, had to do it all over again.
Well, I did part of that, yeah. My pediatric residency, I did twice.
Okay.
I did in Germany and America, and the exams I had to take twice.
Okay. And
That's what makes me good, though.
Yeah, and it looks like it sounds like you passed them with flying colors, and you've been practicing. I take it you've been practicing medicine since 39. Did you step out into your own business, or what did you do after you got out of academia?
I just developed both parallel. I was going hand in hand, and I said, when you study so long, then you got to work for yourself. So I took over practice in 99 here in Tampa, and I've been running that practice now for 17 years.
Okay, so let's tell me a little about your business. Specialize in dermatology. Do you do other areas of medicine, or is it just mostly dermatology?
I do mostly dermatology.
Okay.
I do all ages. I start from a newborn baby born a few hours all the way to 101 years of age is my oldest patient. And I specialize mostly in pediatric dermatology, then melanoma prevention and treatment, and hair loss.
Okay, and melanoma obviously is a concern being in Florida. We got the sun here and everything. So let's talk a little bit about that. First off, just what are some of the basic warning signs? I know I've been to the doctor a few times and they've told me to keep an eye on the mole or something. What are we looking for with melanoma?
I love the question, and I can talk for hours. Traditionally, we've been taught to look for the ABCD signs: asymmetry, border irregularity, color variation, and size, diameter. But over the last 17 years, I developed my own criteria.
Okay, tell us how
and
yours...
I call it, my own criteria revolve around history. That's what I think is the most important parameter to assess the risk of melanoma. And I say family history, then personal history, and genetics.
Okay.
And genetics is so important to understand that.
Okay, so the sun, tell us how big of a risk we are here in Florida versus other states. Is it just that, we're just in the hot environment and the sun's out all the time here? Are we at any greater risk here in Florida than other states for melanoma, for instance?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I will put the E ahead of my FGH For family history, genetics, and history, I put E, which is environment. And the influence of the sun is evidence when we compare studies, for example, from Norway versus studies in Australia, and studies from northern part of Europe versus Florida. The rate is increasing 3 to 4 times in our area, and is when we compare and we look at data from Australia, we expect maybe like 60 people in 100,000 people to develop melanoma.
How beneficial is it having a tan when people go out to the beach? A lot of people are less likely to use sunscreen when they have a tan. They think they're protected from the rays of the sun, the ultraviolet rays, and all that. I mean, when somebody has a nice suntan, to what degree are they protected from the radiation from the sun at that point?
It's a fallacy to think that the tan is going to protect you from a melanoma, and it's wrong to believe that.
So even as you get nice tan and stuff, you're not getting yourself any more protected from melanoma than at that point.
No, it may help you a little bit to avoid an acute sunburn, but will not protect you from developing melanoma.
So at what SPF do you recommend that users use out there in the environment there on the beaches and everything?
I'll say SPF 45 to 70, UVA and UVB, and wide spectrum.
So what makes melanoma so aggressive, and how quickly do you got to catch melanoma to make it to get it treated effectively? I guess you'd say.
You have to catch melanoma very early before it becomes invasive. We call that melanoma in situ, and the early diagnosis means 100% cure rate. The moment we catch it, when it's a small, tiny freckle, a little tiny mole, quote unquote, a beauty mark, a birthmark, we need to catch it before it becomes invasive. The moment it becomes invasive, then can spread through the lymphatic channels, the blood vessels, to the lymph nodes, to the lungs, to the brain, and that's a big problem.
And how do you treat basic melanomas? You just go in there and remove it surgically? And
there is a small tiny razor blade that is called Persona. Mm-hmm. I cut it into half, and then I can shave off every suspicious mole. And if I do it at the right time, then that's curative. That's it. Then you do a small excision afterwards, and that's it.
What is the prevalence then of melanoma here in Florida? How many patients do you see on an annual basis that are, that have melanoma that you see?
I have good data in the sense that we have seen about, over the last 17 years in my practice, we have seen about 2,500 to 3,000 cases.
And is it on the rise?
It's on the rise, and it's doubling rate every 10 years, especially in Florida and in Australia.
What about the use of tanning beds? I know when I was younger, I used to like tanning beds. I found them relaxing. I haven't been in a tanning bed in over probably 10 years or now or so. But for the person who goes to the beach, I always thought that was the point I was kind of getting to earlier. I thought if I go in there, I get a natural tan naturally, then I'm protecting myself from the rays of the sun. But you're saying that's a fallacy. That you're saying that was not correct.
Yes, that's actually a big problem. And we see that association with increased usage of tanning beds. The rate of melanoma is increasing. The American Academy of Dermatology is making a big statement and a big push against tanning beds. And we want to reduce the influence, the usage by teenagers and younger people, because really we pay a big price down the line. So
the biggest risk factors then, does it start with genetics and family history, or is the biggest risk factor just our own behaviors then and getting out into the sun?
Genetics and the wrong behavior is exponentially increasing the risk. That's a combination of the two. If you have the bad genes, you cannot change bad genes. But on top of that, coming the behavior, sun exposure, other risk factors that they contribute to that. For example, nutrition plays a big role. And then the genetic is not limited only to the history of melanoma. There's other associated comorbidities that they contribute to a higher risk of melanoma, like lung cancer, colon cancer, pancreatic cancer. All these, they are associated through a master gene that is expressed in these organs.
So what, the melanoma then becomes invasive then, and the cancer just spreads, and then another cancer then eventually kills the
no,
person?
What I'm saying is that when we analyze the history, obviously your great-grandparents had a melanoma, your grandparents had a melanoma, your dad has melanoma, you're going to have a melanoma. But then additionally, if we analyze other historical evidence from your past medical history, and we recognize like colon cancer, lung cancer, pancreatic cancer in your family, all these increase and multiply the risk for melanoma.
Gotcha.
Now, on top of that, if you start going to the sun and sunburn and tanning booth, then this exponentially increases your risk.
And I'm sure you advise all people to stay out of tanning beds 100%. Is that
Absolutely,
the case?
Yeah.
I've never met a doctor that's ever said, well, in moderation, they're okay. So, but no, stay out of them altogether.
Well,
correct?
you're trying to get me there, but at this time I will not.
I honestly enjoyed them. I thought they were kind of like a relaxing a way to just kind of just remove some stress from the environment. And so, but like I said, I haven't been to them in like 10 years or so, and went to a doctor and I got a mole on my back, and he's like, you need to not go to a tanning bed. You need to watch that mole and everything. So I've been staying out of them ever since, though. So that's why I'm white as a ghost.
Well,
so I don't get any sun.
Call you Casper.
Yeah, and I go out and I put the I think I'm using like SPF 30.
And the tanning and the sun exposure really, they have other detrimental effects. I mean, the skin ages. I mean, I can show you.
Can one bad sunburn lead to a melanoma, or is it something that kind of occurs over time?
Under certain circumstances, sure.
So you got to be careful at every time you go out there in the sun. Then.
Absolutely.
So. All right, let me take a break here. Currently talking to Dr. V, which stands for Vasiloudes. He is a president and CEO of his firm and specializing in dermatology. I didn't get, where are you located at?
Oh, we are located on Kennedy between West Shore and Del Mabry.
Okay. We're going to talk about some other skin conditions that he treats when we come back from the break, and you can learn more about him in the meantime over at tampadermatology.com. You're listening to That Business Show. Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.
Who doesn't have a smartphone these days? And of course, there's an app for everything. Well, almost everything. That's why the folks at Popcorn Apps started developing mobile applications. They saw people like you with genius ideas, unable to make those thoughts a reality. They develop applications for tens of thousands of dollars less than you'll find anywhere else, and will turn your idea into a reality in a matter of just a few months. Think you're not ready? Think again. They are your one-stop shop for mobile application development. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
At Vein 911, we will help you feel great again. Do you have restless legs, night leg cramps, or ankle swelling? Restless legs, cramping, swelling, and tired heavy legs are often symptoms of hidden vein disease. You do not have to have visible bulging veins to have the symptoms of vein disease. The vein care specialists at Vein 911 are uniquely qualified to evaluate and treat your veins. Are you unhappy with your previous vein treatment? Vein 911 succeeds where others fail. Call Vein 911 today at 855-VEIN-911. That's 855-834-6911 to book your free consultation. Vein 911. We will help you feel great again.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
Teresa Turner is a certified public accountant and the founder of Tax Happens, a boutique-style CPA firm providing small businesses and individuals with hands-on, personalized tax and accounting services. Although we would love to tell you how happy their clients are, we would like you to see for yourself. Tax Happens has 21 Google reviews and a 4.8-star Google rating, 17 Yelp reviews, and a 5-star Yelp rating, 38 Facebook reviews, and a 4.9-star Facebook rating. What sets Tax Happens apart is number 1, upfront pricing, 2, clear deadlines, 3, personally available year-round, and number 4, a willingness to empower clients to do as much or as little as they desire. Visit taxhappens.com for more information.
Savvy business owners utilize technology to connect with customers, communicate among teams, and collaborate with partners. Even with advances in technology, you all know it's not infallible. Where do you turn when your technology starts working against you? Who do you depend on to keep your team productive? Don't wait until your technology fails you. Get ahead of the crisis and contact the professionals at Alpha Computing Solutions so they can show you how to keep your technology running smoothly. Visit them on online at www.alphacomputing.com.
If you've been following That Business Show on Facebook and Twitter, you may have noticed the quality of some of our images. That's because one of our sponsors is pro photographer Rick Taseda, a member of the Professional Photographers of America. You can view his extensive work by going to his website at ricktaseda.com or call him for an appointment to chat about your photography needs at 813-641-4757. That's 813-641-4757. Rick Taseda Visuals. Call him for your next event or project. In an age when the good and the better vie for attention, it is the best that stands out. The best of Tampa Bay from Proudly Florida is the love story for the city of Tampa, celebrating success, sharing achievements, a tribute to enterprise and community spirit. Let Proudly Florida showcase your business to your city, your nation, and the world. For more information, email info@proudlyflorida.com and be sure to visit proudlyflorida.com.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Very heavy traffic on westbound I-4 from the Plant City area over towards I-75. Crash off to the right-hand side just past Mango. Southbound 75 slow between Fowler Avenue and I-4. Crash now clear on westbound Park Boulevard near 83rd. And hearing about a crash now on Gandy Boulevard and 4th Street. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Udrich. Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Sparkling Ice. This morning, don't forget to pick up a sparkling ice, bursting with real fruit flavor and just the right amount of fizz. Get all the taste and refreshment you want without the calories. Choose from 15 irresistible sparkling ice flavors and visit your local Winn-Dixie today. Sparkling Ice, the bold side of water.
Today, mostly sunny with a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 93. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 77. Tomorrow, a 40% rain chance with a high 91.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
And welcome back to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. Talking to Dr. V about dermatology here in the studio today. So, Dr. V, another condition related to dermatology, hair loss. I wouldn't have thought of that necessarily, but you treat this. So, tell us about what some of the information we need to know about this.
I love talking about hair loss because it's affecting so many people. Maybe 40 to 50% of all of us by the age we are 40, we are going to experience significant hair loss.
Yeah, I'm already losing it back there on the, I guess, that traditional place back in the back of the head.
And the exciting part about hair, really, every hair follicle reacts different to the hormonal changes in our body. We see during puberty, for example, people growing hair on the chin and the cheek and the chest, and they are losing that on the top. Mm-hmm. That makes that so unique and exciting to work. So I make that a subject of my interest over the years, and I've been working in that area for about 21 years. I published my first paper about hair loss back in 95, 96 while in Colorado. The last 10 years, I became associated with a very good friend from Denmark. We developed a great relationship. His name is Lars. And over the years, we worked together and we refined a wonderful natural program where we use extracts that we grow in different countries in Europe. We mix them in a particular way. And voila, we have great results. And we established this program in 3 continents. We have a clinic in Dubai. We have clinics in Germany, in Denmark, in Scandinavian, Oslo and Norway. And we recently opened a clinic in Beverly Hills as well. So
you're using a topical treatment, just a cream, you put it on the head, and then how long does the treatment need to go for before you start to see some type of results?
It's a solution. It's a watery extract. We call it the extract. Has a kind of a yellowish natural color, and we mix it in our office in a proprietary customized fashion for every client, and we apply that at night, maybe 6-7 minutes, massage it, rub it in the target area, and we see results within 3 months. We say give it 90 days to see and quantify results, and we document our findings by gross photography, where we take pictures like we do today, mm-hmm. and then we take micro pictures with tattoo designated areas, and we calculate and we quantify the hair growth and we see differences in the number of hair, the volume, the size, the diameter, and overall the quality, luster is amazing.
And so about 3 months, you put this cream on at night. Does it sit on your head like, a gel, or do you actually massage the cream into the scalp itself?
It's a lotion. After 5 minutes massaging, it evaporates more or less.
Okay, I was going to say, so you don't have to worry about it getting on the pillows or anything like that. Actually,
no. I've been using that.
I just recall a Seinfeld episode where Costanza gets this gel from overseas, and it like sits on his head, and it's just.
I used that last night. I use it every night for the last 7 years.
Oh, so you have a personal success story about
Absolutely, yeah. I try things first on myself.
Yeah, and he does have a full head of hair. I can attest to that. So what is the success rate, would you say, to get just some type of result? Not necessarily maybe a full head of hair, but to see some type of results?
In the cases we select and we qualify, our success rate is 99%.
99%?
But
wow.
we don't take everybody in the treatment. We'll take the people who are committed to be compliant, and we develop a long-term relationship.
Now, obviously, there's big money in hair loss. There's all kinds of different cures.
40 billion industry, hair loss. On top of that, hair
Why
care.
are there so many different treatments? Is it that it's just a money-sucking industry, or is it just that certain people respond to this treatment and certain people respond to that treatment?
There are so many attempts to treat, but there is only one successful program, and that's the Harklingen program.
Yeah.
That's our program.
And I think I was telling you during the break, I was at a thing with Kevin Harrington, and he's an investor, an entrepreneur, and he had some helmet that emits some type of rays into the head, and he was putting his money behind it, so he believed that was the cure for baldness.
That's a low light, quote unquote, emission treatment, LED. There is so many attempts around, from medical, laser-based, surgical. But I can tell you, I've been looking at this area for 20 years, and I have attended international conferences, European Society of Dermatologic Research, American Academy of Dermatology annual meeting. The results I can deliver, really, they are unparalleled.
And you're the only one doing this treatment. This is a proprietary treatment that you and your friend put together,
yes.
Your friend Lars, and so you can only get it over at your office. So why is it that men go bald? I know women's hair thin, but what's going on with men versus women? Why do men lose hair and women don't?
It has to do with the androgen receptors and the ratio of the conversion of certain type of androgens at the hair follicle. And all this is directed and controlled by circulating hormonal levels as well as receptors. But I want to say something, that our program is really available to everybody in the world, because we can do online evaluations, we can do Skype consultations, and we can evaluate anybody from the comfort of their living room. So go to harkliniken.com and we'll be there.
All right. A good interview and some good information there, John.
I was going to say, is that the same reason why women have beards? And by the way, your celebrity lookalike, Jamie, challenged me, and I did some digging, but I found Eugene Levy.
There you go, Eugene Levy. All right, so that's the guy from American Pie, right? The father,
several other movies. He plays the same guy in every movie.
Yeah, that's a good one. I definitely can agree with that. So, all right, we got to wrap up the interview. Dr. V, thank you so much for being in studio today.
It's my pleasure.
Learn more about him over at tampadermatology.com. Coming back.